Hello everyone, and welcome to the Evergreen Grove. Today I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading for February. I initially planned on doing a love reading just because of Valentine's Day. Some people celebrate it. I figured that'd be kind of fun. However, I was very much guided by the universe to not do that and instead do a reading on what you need right now. So I have laid out 4 card piles for you with a stone on each one. Pile 1 is Rose Quartz, Pile 2 is Unakite, Pile 3 is Tiger's Eye, and Pile 4 is Amethyst. I'm just going to give you a closer look at the stones. So that's the Rose Quartz, which is Pile 1. This is Unakite, which is Pile 2. This is Tiger's Eye, which is Pile 3. And this is Amethyst, which is Pile 4. So if you need more time to pause and pick whichever pile you feel the most drawn to, feel free to do that. Remember to make sure that you pick with your intuition and which pile you feel the most drawn to. I have included a variety of different oracle cards, and I didn't have a set amount. I just kind of was like, alright, whatever ones pop out are the ones that I'm going to include. So there's not a certain number or anything like that. So be sure to choose based on what you find to be the most enticing intuitively. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started with pile 1, which is the Rose Quartz. Okay, so if you pick pile 1 with the Rose Quartz, what I'm sensing is that you're maybe lacking some love in your life. Whether that's self-love or love from other people. You may just be feeling like you're unappreciated. People don't really see you as how you feel you need to be seen. But I really feel like you just need a little bit of, extra TLC and stuff like that. So I'm going to separate the cards out first. Let's see if I can make some room here. My desk is kind of small, so I apologize, but it's alright. So the first thing I want to do is I actually want to look at all of the oracle cards first, and then I'm going to look at the tarot cards. So I'm going to actually set that aside, and let's look at the angel meditation first. Okay, so the 2 cards that you have for you, I'm going to read them for you, but if you want to pause, you can read them yourself. You can go right ahead. So the first card I'm going to read is the Angel of Serenity. It says, "Serenity is part of my life. I live with serenity each moment that life brings. Serenity brings a natural flow to every circumstance and movement, and inspires us to relate and savor everything. Knowing that nothing is permanent, this serenity comes from the soul, that steady center that nourishes us and helps us understand that the good and the bad moments of life do not last, and they are part of our spiritual growth." So I'm actually going to go ahead and say something about this card before I read the other one. I really feel like this low point that you may be feeling right now is a part of your spiritual growth in order for you to realize that love needs to come within, and that you really need to cherish and appreciate yourself. And even if no one around you is doing that, you can do that yourself. Because at the end of the day, sometimes all you're going to have is you. All you're going to have is your own being and no one else around you. And this may be a lesson that you need to learn to really love yourself and care for yourself first before having to rely on anyone else to do that for you. Now the second card I'm going to read is the Angel of Balance. And this says, "I trust my inner balance and I allow changes to happen. When the personality and soul work together, there is a balanced flow of energies through our bodies, feelings, and thoughts. Through this feeling of inner balance, we free ourselves from limitations and allow changes to happen." So I'm sensing that maybe some of you might have been going through a breakup or some kind of separation between someone that you may have cared about, or you thought cared about you, or maybe you had to cut some people off and you're kind of regretting that. But just know that you need to make sure that you allow these changes to happen. If someone has left you, let them go, and know that balance and change is just something that needs to happen. If you think about the yin and the yang, it's balance. Even though it doesn't feel like it is in the moment, it is indeed balance. And you just keep that in mind and remember that to go with the flow and that changes happen for a reason. Now I'm going to look at the Moonology Oracle card, which is Emotions Are Running High, Super Moon. Interesting. Yeah, so I definitely feel like this is a time where you're very much just kind of very, very stressed and chaotic energy here. So I'm feeling if you picked pile 1, you're definitely going through some kind of emotional type hardship. Again, this might be someone leaving, or you might be feeling like, someone that you love and care about isn't giving you the same kind of emotions, and you're not emotions, but same kind of, appreciation that you're giving them. And so because of that, you may be like, how do I bring this up to them? Do I even bring it up to them? Like, what do I need to do? And again, I think just based on, again, I haven't looked at the tarot cards or any of the other oracle cards yet, but just based on what the angel meditation cards say is that you really need to look inward, and you really need to look inward on yourself in order to really, find that inner balance that it was talking about. This is interesting. Okay, so we had a wedding card. So initially, this is from the Romance Angel Oracle deck. So what I'm seeing here is this may quite literally be that you're going to be getting married, and this might be why this change is happening, and you're kind of getting that, like nervous, type energy. But I also feel like this might have been some kind of union that is kind of, you feel like might be crumbling, which is really interesting here. And I'm going to look at the tarot because I feel like the tarot is going to clarify exactly what this wedding situation is. But that's just feeling the energy from this card itself, that's what I'm feeling right now. Okay, and this is the, the postcard from Spirit deck. And so this is, I'm going to read this for you, but if you want to pause and read this yourself, feel free. But this card says, Dear wonderful you, intimacy is scary sometimes. It means you have to let someone else get to know the real you, not the perfect, flawless mask you wear for others. No, it's time to reveal the cool one, the passionate one, the imperfect one that is total you without artifice or walls. Yes, you will be exposed and vulnerable for a time, but it will be so worth it. This is the only way you will know true closeness with others, and you will also be close to Spirit and to us. There is amazing freedom that comes when you let go and just be yourself with another or a group. Released from the invisible bindings that keep you from intimacy releasing from the invisible bindings that keep you from intimacy is truly empowering. So we may support you wholeheartedly in this choice. You will know yourself better, and we hope learn to love yourself as much as we do. Life is about who we are with others, so share it. You will be so glad you did. That is absolutely beautiful, and I think definitely confirms that maybe with this wedding card, it more so is talking about like you getting close to someone, and you maybe not, you being a little scared, you not really want to opening yourself up. I feel like you may have been hurt in the past, which is why you might feel like you need more love, and you might need maybe you did get close to someone in the past and it ended up going very sour, and that kind of made you scared to open yourself up again, and it made you scared to be vulnerable again. But the universe is now telling you that you need to seek that balance and that peace within yourself so that you are able to move on and truly go out and find that person who's gonna, who you're gonna have this unity with. Again, it could be literal marriage, a literal wedding, or it just could, be in the figurative sense where it's just you with someone else and getting close, and almost, that kind of energy of connecting the two of you. Okay, so those are the oracle cards, and I'm going to discuss the tarot cards. So you had 2 cards come out from the Wild Unknown Tarot, and I'm going to flip these all upright because in this reading, I just want to read them all upright. So the 2 cards that came out for you in the Wild Unknown are the 7 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. So definitely something in the past is preventing you from moving on in the future. There's definitely something that is holding you back from getting close to someone, and I feel like is really preventing you from being with that person, like almost like a soulmate or twin flame. Something like that is very much preventing you from doing that. I feel like if you chose pile number 1, your soulmate or your twin flame or your life partner, they're ready for you. They're really ready to, get close and, be with you. But I feel like maybe a past karmic relationship that kind of tore you down a little bit is causing you to be a little wary. It's causing you to be a little afraid. and not really wanting to open up. But what I'm seeing is that the universe is telling you, you need to open up, you need to reveal yourself and be vulnerable. And with that, so you had the World card come out with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And so what I'm seeing with this is saying that you're gonna have the world if you do that, if you're able to do that. And then with the Fountain Tarot, you had the Three of Coins come out, which is also super interesting, because to me this is just like screaming abundance. This is just like, but not like abundance as in like you have like, plenty beyond like you could ever imagine, but more so abundance in that it's like the perfect amount. It's like the perfect amount of abundance that you need is what I'm seeing with this. So all you really need to do is just open yourself up, trust yourself, trust whoever's trying to get close to you. Really just go in with yourself, heal what you need to, and then open yourself up. And you will have, the world will be your oyster. You'll have all that you need at the moment, and you'll be able to really connect and make those connections with people that the universe is trying to push you towards. Yeah, that's pretty much it for your reading, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you feel drawn to like, comment, or subscribe, please feel free to do so. I also have all of my social medias and stuff in the description below, so if you would like to check me out there, please feel free. There's also a link to my Etsy shop where I do personal and private readings that you can purchase. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next reading. Alright, my pile number 2, guys. This is Unakite. Now with Unakite, I see a need for you to really have an increase in self-confidence and self-love. I feel like you guys are really, really insecure at the moment, and that you really need to work on yourself, your insecurities, healing maybe past issues, and really just making sure that everything inside of you is like top-notch, you're good to go, and all that jazz. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. So I'm going to be reading the Oracle cards first before I get into the tarot cards that came out for you. Okay, so the Oracle cards that came out, you have one Angel Meditation card, and you have the Angel of Surrender. Please feel free to pause if you want to read it yourself, but I am going to be reading it out loud. So it says, I surrender joyfully to God's love in my heart. When we surrender to our soul's guidance, we realize the greater picture of our lives. We also become aware of the help we receive to be free from burdens of the past or from negative energies that prevent us from seeing our inner strength and beauty. When we consciously surrender to the soul within, we can easily forgo all else with simplicity and whenever necessary. Yeah, this is definitely, I feel like you might be pushing against your natural path in life. You might be trying to go against the grain, and it's really just not where the universe needs you to be going. It's not where the universe has you going. It's not where you're planned to go. And I think you really just need to surrender to this idea that I need to have this trust in the universe. And this stems from insecurity. This stems from insecurity of your position in life. And you need to just let it go and be like, look, I'm going to go with what what my path is. I'm going to go with what I am passionate about. I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to be confident in my decisions. So definitely watch out for that. And for your Romance Angel Oracle card, you have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. I feel with this card, this isn't necessarily about a person, but it's more about you have this passionate kind of direction that you're being guided to go. And just to clarify, I don't always read the Romance Angels as romantic, or I kind of just use it almost as another oracle deck in this sense. So it's not necessarily talking about a partner here, but it's more so pushing you in a direction. I feel like you really are being pushed in a direction, but again, this is kind of you withstanding it. It's you kind of not wanting to go through with it. It's you being nervous. It's you being insecure. It's you being not very confident. But the universe is saying, look, you have this passion within you. You have this drive. Go for it, all right? Trust yourself. Be confident in yourself. And the Moonology Oracle card states, The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. That's so beautiful. What I'm seeing with this is that you're going to eventually surrender to this. Like, you can either do it now or the universe is going to force you to do it relatively soon. But eventually you're going to surrender to this and you're going to start following the path that you need to be following, is what this is saying. And the postcard from Spirit Oracle deck. This is your message. You can pause if you want to read it, but again, I'm going to be reading it out loud. So this states, Dearest wonderful you, to help you manifest a life for the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. Imagine all your desires, no matter what kind, like magic seed pods in a basket, glowing with infinite potential. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that some may bring you too much attention and invite negative reaction from others? Is change too daunting? Are you afraid to stretch and grow? Let yourself be led forward and let the seeds of positive intention take to the wind. Your desires count and you are worthy of them. They are essential for co-creating your world. Did you ever consider that when a desire comes from deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the heart and influence the world in ways you can't possibly know. We know you and love you so deeply and are so happy to support you. Again, this is just saying that you have this desire, you have this passion that you feel this inner push towards, but you're resisting it. You're insecure about it. I feel like this might not be like a safe, kind of path for you to go on. And so you're kind of like, let me just, take the safe road that I know is gonna, be fine. But it's actually, that's not going to be the case. You really need to go in the direction that you're being pushed and you're being, pulled in, because you resisting is just causing tension and it's causing you to feel that lack. So you really need to be confident in what you're doing and just push and go for it and go towards what your desires are. The universe has your back here. Alright, so let's look into what tarot has for you. So I'm going to make these all upright. Wow, this is beautiful. Okay, so I just want to point out something. I used 3 different tarot decks here, okay? You have 4 cards come out, 2 from the Rider-Waite deck, and you have 3 major arcana cards here. You have the Hermit from the Wild Unknown deck. You have the Wheel of Fortune from the Fountain Tarot. And then you have the Chariot and the 10 of Cups from the Rider-Waite deck. Like, is that not absolutely beautiful? I am honestly amazed. It's, okay. So we're gonna start with the Wild Unknown Tarot. So basically you have the Hermit card, which is the need for you to go within and really, again, surrender, like what this angel meditation card was saying. You need to go within, really look at what you desire, really figure out where your passion is and move forward towards it. That's what the Hermit is saying, is you need to take that time to really do that. And then I'm actually going to move to the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Basically with the Chariot, I see you just, once you discover what that is, go for it with all of your might. Go for it with all your passion. And just really just go. Like, I literally see you just diving straight into it. And it's absolutely beautiful. You have the 10 of Cups here. If you do that, the universe is like, look, we've got your back. You're going to be successful. This is going to work out in the end for you. And then in the Fountain Tarot, you have the Wheel of Fortune. This is just, confirming that, hey, the universe has your back. The universe knows what's good for you. The universe has, got you in mind. It's got your back. And if you just follow your passion and stop trying to, push against the grain and stop being insecure, like, you're going to be fine and you're going to be okay. Yeah, those are the messages I have for you guys. That was absolutely beautiful. Wow. Like, you guys are so in for a treat. Like, it just feels so good. Anyway, guys, that was your reading for pile number 2. Thank you very, very much for clicking on this video. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel drawn to. You can check out the description for my social media links, along with a link to my Etsy shop where you can purchase a private reading if you so wish. And on that note, guys, I will see you in the next video. Alright, so pile number 3, you picked the Tiger's Eye. Now with this, I feel like you need to be grounded. I feel like you are in the dream world, you're in La La Land, you're dreaming, you're not really grounded in reality. And whereas, dreaming and, having big aspirations and stuff is great, you also need to make sure that you're very connected with the earth. And I feel like that's something that you're kind of lacking at the moment, just from you picking the red Tiger's Eye. But again, we're going to look into it deeper with the cards and what they have to say. Alright, so we're going to start with the Angel Meditation cards. You had 2 come out. So the 2 that came out for you is the Angel of Responsibility and then the Angel of Health. And you can pause if you want to read it for yourself, but I will be reading them out loud. So we're going to start with the Angel of Responsibility. My ability to respond makes me feel accountable. I am joyfully responsible for my life. Whenever we use our abilities to respond with our talents and capacities to all that is ascribed to us, we are being responsible. This can mean using those talents and abilities for the good of all in a light and joyful way. Responsibility is only a burden when we forget to use our talents and cut ourselves off from the flow of spiritual energies that we are always waiting to help us whenever we can respond. And then the Angel of Health. My whole being is healthy and filled with the energy of love. The source of true health is our inner divinity. The loving energy that nourishes our being is always available to heal any deviation of forgetfulness that would result in sickness or disease. Visualize now any areas of your body or of your life that need to be healed. See it being showered with healing, transforming light of love. Wow. Okay, so what I'm instantly seeing is with this responsibility, I feel like you might be slacking a little bit. I feel that you might not be... Wow, that's interesting. You might be in a kind of a low place. And because of that, you're kind of slacking off your responsibilities. You might not be keeping up with your laundry. You might not be cleaning. And because of that, your health might be starting to suffer, which again, you need to kind of ground yourself in reality. And by doing that and taking that responsibility and getting up and doing things, even though you may not feel like you feel good, to do that, it's something that you need to be doing because that will ultimately raise your, vibration, and the universe is kind of, trying to force you into doing these types of things. Let's see what the Romance Angel card has. Trust. Alright, the situation is calling for you to have faith. This is definitely referring to the universe here. I feel like you're in a point where you're kind of just like, not really in reality, you're just kind of there, you're just kind of floating through, just kind of floating through life, you're not really doing much. But with this, I'm definitely seeing that you need to just trust in the universe and trust in the situation. Because the universe is what's going to be guiding you. Alright, then your Moonology Oracle card is South Node, which is don't let your past hold you back. What I'm seeing with this is that maybe this is recent. This is in your recent past. I think something happened that kind of knocked you off your game a little bit. It kind of knocked you out of reality. And that really caused you to kind of have this just kind of want to lay in bed, just want to go through life. You don't really have that kind of spark anymore. Don't let that happen. Don't let this past event have you, shirk your responsibilities, which is going to lower your health. Trust in the universe and trust in yourself and move forward. This is the postcard from Spirit Oracle card, and this has a message for you, which you can pause and read, but I am going to be reading it out loud. And this says, Dearest you, we bet you must be so exhausted some days. Giving as much as you do, sharing your energy so beautifully in service to the highest good can leave you feeling depleted like an empty well. It feels as if there's No, if it feels, oh my goodness, if it feels as if there's no more water for you, the good news is we have a plan. Today, go take a relaxing bath, book a massage, read a novel, buy yourself flowers, or plant some in your garden. Make time for self-care and not more work on yourself. By tending to yourself now, you are reminded to do so more often. And be sure to use a word that might have caused, and be sure to use a word that might have caused you anxiety in the past, but is essential for your well-being now. No. Say it with us. No, thank you. No, I can't. You do not have to go, or you do not have to explain. Just say no, gently but firmly. Then go for a soak. Life will wait for you to bring yourself back to center, replenish, and ready for more adventures. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. By taking the responsibility, and even though it seems like, I just shook the camera, my bad. And even though it seems like a lot of work, to get up and do things, it really is for the benefit of you. Go take a shower, go do your laundry, wash your sheets, have clean clothes, take a nice hot shower, nice hot bath, and jump into some clean sheets. It's gonna feel so great, your health's gonna improve, and then trust in the universe, okay? The universe has your back, it's on your side, it knows what you're feeling right now. Alright? Don't let the past hold you back, okay? Whatever caused you to be in the slump, don't let it affect you. Don't give it that power to. Just continue to move forward, alright? Now let's take a look at what tarot has for you. So, I'm gonna make these all upright because that's what I'm feeling. Not really feeling reading reverses. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the Wild Unknown Tarot. So you have the Sun and the Mother of Pentacles. So with the Sun, I definitely see brightness happening in your future. I see things happening, just an explosion of light, and you're going to be better than you were before this happened and you got in this kind of slump. But you really, Mother of Pentacles, this is maternal, caring energy. You need to bring that upon yourself, okay? You need to bring that good energy upon yourself. You really, really do. And when you do that, you're going to have this, explosion of light and love, and it's just going to be so, so amazing. And from the Rider-Waite deck, we have the Two of Wands, and then from the Fountain Tarot, we have the Five of Swords. I feel like someone was being nasty to you. I feel like someone that you trusted, someone you loved, someone you cared about, or just someone that you generally had, good feelings for, enjoy their company, stuff like that. I feel like they kind of betrayed you a little bit. I feel like they kind of were they said something that just, kind of made you feel not great. They just, this might have been part of what shook you down. I don't think this was the entire situation about what brought you to kind of, not be on top of your game, but it definitely had an effect on it. But I see with the Two of Wands here is you need to look past that. You need to look beyond that. I feel like you need to look beyond, that issue with that person. For some of you, I feel like it's moving forward and not really talking to that person anymore. But for another part of you, it's also saying to look beyond what they had said and look for the good in that person. And that's going to just be something that you're going to have to make the call for, depending on you, because again, this is a collective reading, so it's not, I can't really give you that specific information here, but I'm definitely feeling for part of you to just kind of move on and forget about that person, and for another group of you, you need to kind of look past on what they said and really see that they themselves were going through something difficult, and that's why they weren't exactly being the person that you thought you knew. And that is it for pile number 3, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Quite a beautiful reading. I really hope that helps you and helps out with your situation. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel drawn to. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. You can also check out my social media, which is in the description box below, along with a link that will take you to my Etsy shop where you can purchase a private reading if you want to. And on that note, guys, I will see you in the next video. Pile number 4, and you picked Amethyst. So with Amethyst, I see a need for you guys to really focus in on your intuition. I feel like you guys may have been ignoring it a little bit and kind of been going the more like practical way, because I know at least for me, sometimes my intuition guides me to do things that aren't exactly what you would call practical, or they're kind of weird. But I see like with the group that picked Amethyst that you really need to trust in your intuition more and really trust in that gut feeling and go with what your gut is telling you. But again, let's look into what the cards have to say, because that's just my initial thoughts on the energy. So I'm going to read the oracle cards for you guys first, and then we'll move on into the tarot cards. So 2 angel meditation cards popped up for you. And so the 2 cards that you guys have are the Angel of Courage and the Angel of Communication. You can pause if you want to read, but I'm going to be reading these for you. So the Angel of Courage. My heart is open and full of courage. Courage, an action that springs from the heart. All action inspired by a center of true love brings with itself security and firmness that cannot be disturbed. To be courageous is to know what fears offer no resistance to love. Alright, and then the Angel of Communication. I express clearly the voice and wisdom of my heart. When we meet someone and connect with his or her inner light, we allow the most wonderful communication to happen, be it with words, gestures, with a smile, or even silence. Communication inspired by the soul radiates interaction and synchronicity in our lives. So what I'm seeing with this is that you might be guided to a certain person. I feel like I'm really just seeing either 1 or 2 people. It's not a whole group of people, but I feel like you might be the person who you don't typically like make the first like initiation with someone. You don't typically talk to them first. I feel like you're quite a shy group of people who picked pile number 4. But it's saying that you need to take that act of courage, right? And start some communication. I feel like you might be guided to a person to speak with, but you're kind of not, you're a little bit kind of out of your comfort zone. It's not exactly what, you typically do. So the Romance Angel card that you have is Worth Waiting For. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So that's really interesting, because I feel like with this there's going to be an opportunity where you're going to get to talk to them, or you're going to get to address them, or, somehow communicate with them, even if it's just like making eye contact and then smiling. Sorry about that. There's going to be something that sparks, you're gonna know, all right? This is trusting your intuition, okay? Trust whenever that time comes to really go for it, okay? Because that's the universe like trying to make things work for you, but you have to help it. Is essentially what I'm seeing with that. Okay, so for the Moonology deck, we have Believe in the Impossible, which is Blue Moon, which I feel like might be exactly with what this is saying, is you might, have this person in mind, and you might be like, there's never going to be an opportunity, there's never going to be a chance. Not true. Very, very not true, okay? Trust in the universe, trust what they got for you, believe it, and when you know, and go for it, alright? This is an oracle card from the postcard from Spirit, and this is your message, and I'm going to read it out loud, but of course if you want to pause and read it, you definitely can. So, dearest you, there are times you get lost but refuse to see your part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that's shown up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much, we really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. And then loving you so, so much. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely you stepping out of your comfort zone. It's, again, this is coming out of denial. Like, denying your intuition is really what I'm seeing here. I feel like you definitely have created this pattern that you feel called to break. I feel like there's just something that you're not comfortable with, that you're being pushed to do, and you just are really, the only way that you're going to have to really break this is just by doing it, which I know is really hard. I myself am a very shy person and I'm pretty introverted. So for me, you know, I understand that this is really difficult, but you know, again, you have everything at work and everything working for you, okay? You just have to trust in it. But let's see what tarot has for you. So you guys got 3 cards. This is interesting. Okay. So from the Wild Unknown, you have Daughter of Swords. From the Fountain Tarot, you have the Fool. And then from the Rider-Waite deck, you have the Four of Swords. So I feel like this is you in the moment, okay? You're in this kind of meditative state, you're just kind of going through the motions, you're, you know, doing exactly what you're used to doing, you know, it's very routine-like. And then with the Daughter of Swords, you know, you're quite shy, you know, think of owls. Owls, you know, tend to just be by themselves, they tend to just, you know, be alone, just kind of doing their own little thing, but I'm feeling that you're really being pushed in a direction that you're not very comfortable with being pushed in, but it's necessary, okay? And then with the Fool here, the Fool card, what I'm seeing is that this needs to be used. You need to be taking on this new... It's not quite like the Hanged Man, but it is like a different kind of approach to things. It's like, still be yourself. You don't really need to look at anything in a new perspective, but you do need to change the direction that you're moving into. You do need to take that risk. You need to take that kind of, you know, like how children, they pretty much, you can almost get them to do anything because they like don't understand fear sometimes. It's kind of what this is you need to just not worry about that fear, have that courage, and just leap forward and make that jump into what you're being pushed into doing. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for your messages. Yeah, nothing else is coming through, so you are good to go. I hope that resonated with you. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. All of my social medias are down below, and you can also check out my Etsy store where you can book a private and personal reading with me. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.